Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hare Om. Om Vang Me Manasi Pratisthita Mano Me Vachi Pratishthitam Aviravirma Edhi Vedasya Ma'anisthaha Shrutam Me Ma Prahasi Anenaha Adhitena Dhoratran Sandadhami Ratam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmam Avatu Tadbhaktaram Avatu Avatu Mam Avatu Bhaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Mano me vachi pratishthitam. My mind is contained in the speech. Manaha, Maranat Manaha, that which remembers is called the mind. That is contained in the speech. Vang me manasi pratishtita. My speech is established, contained in the mind. Can we reduce that volume a little bit? It seems as if A contains B and B contains A. That is a way of saying A is the same as B. So Vang me manasi pratishtita. Pratishtita is in the feminine gender. Vak is Saraswati and she is in the feminine gender. Mano me vachi pratishthitam. Pratishthitam is in the masculine gender. So the mind is in the masculine gender. So the masculine is contained in the feminine and the feminine is contained in the masculine. They are one and the same. The reasoning part and the feeling part, they contain each other. They project into each other. They map into each other. It is not an isomorphism. It is a one-to-many mapping, both ways. But still they contain each other. Aviravir ma edhi. May the visions come to me. May the hearings come to me. May the memories come to me. May the speech come to me. What is heard in the meditation is called Shruti. What is heard. And what is seen in the meditation is called Darshana. Darshana means to see, seeing. The Vedas are the Shrutis. The images, the yantras, the forms that you see in meditation are all called Darshanas. So may these visions and sounds come to me. Shrutam me ma prahasihe. What I have heard, what I have seen, may I not forget them. May I stay with them. Because there are teachings contained in these memories. There are teachings contained in these visions. There are teachings contained in the exchanges between the intelligences that are beyond our human mind and intellect and that which is what we think is human mind and intellect. These are valuable, so may that not go away. Shrutam me ma prahasihe. Anena adhitena having learned this, ahoratran sandadhami, I'll spend nights and days in meditation. Ratam vadishyami, the intuitive knowledge that has come to me, I'll try to speak. Satyam vadishyami, the word Satyam is truly translated as that which is not limited by space, time or matter. So that which is not bound by space, time and matter, I am trying to channelize into words and I will speak that. Satyam vadishyami. Tan mam avatu. Tat, that which I see, mam, me, avatu, protect. That which I see is the important part of me. May that protect me. May the environment protect me. Tad vaktaram avatu. That which I heard and I am speaking. So may that protect me. Tan mam avatu, tad vaktaram avatu. Avatu mam, avatu vaktaram. May the protection be for me and for the environment. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. This word Shanti, Sha is the letter. And after that the letter which comes is Sha. Instead of saying Sha, you say Shanta. Sha Anta. The letter which comes after Sha is called Shanta. And Sha stands for peace. The sattva guna. That is fulfilling your thoughts in your mind. I'd like to say a few words here about the differentiation into three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. Rajas is the centrifugal force in your mind which tries to express itself and see itself as different from itself. This is called Rajoguna. This is the desire of God to see himself or herself. This can be fulfilled in the mind itself. That means whatever I desire, I can fulfill in my mind. Then this Rajoguna transforms itself into Sattva-guna. Or the desire which has come to me can be fulfilled through action. Then it becomes Tamoguna. The differentiation between the Sattva and Tamogunas is that in one case the desires are fulfilled in yourself without acting, in your mind through your thoughts. In the other case, through actions. When you fulfill your desires in the mind itself, there is no delay in getting the desire and its fulfillment. It's simultaneous. Because there is a maximum amount of happiness involved in that. But when you try to fulfill your desire through action, then you are interacting with the world. The world is heavy, massive, and you've got to push that to get your result. And that involves a lot of energy, expenditure. And it can involve a delay in time. The energy that you've got to push in order to accomplish what you want can result in delay between your desire and its satisfaction. And therefore, it has a tendency to increase the desire because it's not getting fulfilled. And the more the desire increases, the more bondage you acquire and the more misery you experience. So Tamoguna binds you more. Sattva-guna also binds you, but it binds you with golden chains. Tamoguna binds you to a tree and takes a whip and lashes at you. it causes so much misery. So between the three gunas, Rajoguna is fundamental. If it is there, then it transforms itself into sattva or tamas. But if it is not there, what can it transform itself into? These three forces are supposed to be in equilibrium in a well-balanced individual. There is an action orientation, there is an inward tendency, receptor function, mode of functioning, and action mode of functioning. If these two are in balance, then the Rajoguna is balanced between these two, and all these forces are in equilibrium, and you are in a dynamic state of equilibrium. It can be disturbed a little this way or that way or that way. And then you have these movements. But if the dynamic equilibrium is there and the static equilibrium is there. The static equilibrium is where the Rajoguna itself is absent, and therefore it can neither transform into sattva nor into tamas. So these are the three gunas through which we operate. When you operate through the tamoguna, then the bondages are there. And these bondages are created by yourself, by the environment, by the consciousness prevailing. So all these things have to be pacified, and therefore we use the word Shanti 3 times. Adhyatmika, Adidaivika, Adibhautika. Adhyatmika, what you have created for yourself. Adibhautika, what the environment has created for yourself. Adidaivika, what the divine force of consciousness are trying to create for you. So, all these things, may they be in resonance, may they be in consonance, may they be propelling you in the same direction, giving you peace and tranquility. So this is the meaning of the Vedic mantra. Vang me manasi pratishtha, mano me vachi pratishthitam, aviravi ma edi, Satam me ma prahasi, anenadhitena ahoratan sandadhami, pratam vadishyami, satyam vadishyami, tan mam avatu, tad vaktaram avatu, avadamam avadavaktaram, om shanti shanti shanti. After this Vedic invocation, our program is to move on to a slide presentation of the symbols that are used in Tantra. And we'd like to go ahead with these things. Can you all see these things? This is called the Khechari mudra. The normal position of the tongue is shown here, forward. But when the tongue is turned backwards in, it touches the uvula there, and it goes to the back of the throat. It can be turned inwards and upwards like that, and it touches the septum, which separates the right nostril from the left nostril. So this upper portion of the palate, there is the inside portion which is soft. When the tongue touches that, it reminds you of something, and that something is erotic. So this is called Khechari mudra. It is called auto-erotic posture. The tongue rolled back and touching the soft part of the palate, which all of you can do. The yogis extend the tongue, and it can go back and touch the septum. At that point, you experience a very sharp pain bordering on pleasure. The Siddhas can extend it even further and take it up to the nasal canal, and there they experience the dropping of the nectar. And when you take one drop of nectar, you don't need food for 1 month. So this is the Khechari mudra. it is the tongue represents the lingam, and the pharynx represents the yoni. So this is the auto-erotic symbolism of the Khechari mudra. This is when you are alone and you are practicing, you have to generate the libido and transform it upwards. And this intercourse is taking place inside the mouth. It's not visible outside. This is called the Khechari mudra. And since the energy level is not down below, but is transferred to this place, you are already above the Vishuddha chakra. You are established in the communication center. You are able to communicate with all the energy centers in the world. Next slide, please. Oh. This one? No, just tell me which one. Okay. This one. Okay. This represents there is an object called Sri Chakra, which is used for meditation, and there is 16 petal lotus. The time is divided in the lunar calendar into 16 phases of the moon, and these are the 16 petals of the lotus there. So this represents in a symbolic way the transcendent view, where you can see the past, present and future as here, there and there. If you were to take a snapshot of the moon at the same time every day, then it would have, you would be able to see and put them all together at the proper angles. This is the kind of picture you will see. So this is in a sense a transcendental view. I saw a picture made by an artist some time ago where Krishna and Radha are meeting for the first time. They are exchanging a few words. Then they go into a cave, they enjoy themselves. And then they are departing from each other. And in the farewell, Radha is crying and Krishna has to leave. The artist has shown all these three aspects in the same picture. That again is a transcendental view, where you are seeing different views of the present in the past, present and future as different positions in the space. So this is one of the symbolisms used in the Sri Chakra. The lotus is a symbol of the cosmos. Actually there are two symbolisms used, the lotus and the conch. Conch represents the materialistic universe, and the lotus represents the consciousness pervading the entire universe. So these are the two nidhis, the great wealths, the prosperities. The lotus stands for the number 10 to the power of 20, and the conch stands for the number 10 to the power of 19, one order of magnitude less. This is roughly the way our right half of the brain and left half of the brain are functioning. 10% of one half of the brain is what we are using. Emotional aspect we are able to use completely if we use it at all. This is the symbolism of the Kundalini Shakti, which is represented as two snakes, and there is a central van. This is the medical symbol for health.
Feathers at the top?
Huh?
Feathers?
The feathers, the two wings. Once you go to the top, you fly away. These are the Ida and Pingala channels, normally connected with the right and left nostril breathing. One of them brings passion and the other one brings vairagya, detachment. Between these two is the warm glow, which is neither attachment nor detachment, or you can say attached detachment. The usual example given is that of a water drop on a lotus leaf. It is attached to it, at the same time it is detached from it. It's able to move freely on the leaf, but not leaving the leaf. It is the same thing with God. God is able to detach himself. My consciousness can detach itself from me and move freely, yet is attached to my body. So when you are in the attached detachment phase, then you enter the central channel. When your receptor and active senses are both simultaneously present and they are balanced, then you enter the central channel. This represents what is called a Dvadashanta, that the 13th place. Dvadasha means 12, Anta means at the end of 12 places. So at the lowest point here, you are seeing the Agnya Chakra. Above the Agnya Chakra, there are, if you keep on measuring 1 inch, or 1 inch is used in Sanskrit as one anguli. Anguli means the 3/4 of an inch actually, 1 digit. So at each digit as you go along up to this point, there are these different symbols which are shown there. They have specific Sanskrit names, they are not very relevant now. But these are the visions which you see. And each of them occurs for a time which is half the 1 second unit. So this symbol here flashes for half a second, this symbol for 1/4 second, this symbol for 1/8 of a second, that's for 1/16 of a second, and so on. So they are shorter and shorter time intervals, so they just occur as flashes. And the Unmani state, which is shown as Sahasrara there, beyond the mind, there is no time there. It's like that. It's an explosive escape into the beyond time and space. All time is collapsed to a single point, and so you experience it as an explosion. I'll come back to this when I come back to my experiences, personal experiences. This is a symbol which you are all familiar with: the night and day, the yin and yang, the male and the female. The same thing expressed in the Hindu terminology. Here you see the Ardhanarishvara. It's also called Dakshina Amurti. Dakshina means the right, Amurti means formless. If you consider yourself as half male and half female, the right half of you is the male, that's the male, and is the female part. And the symbolism of this thing that you see here, we'll see in the next picture. This projection here represents the lingam, and this projection here, which is the female part, corresponds to the yoni. The symbolism of the yoni and the lingam existed throughout the ages in all cultures. Egyptian culture, the esoteric Christianity. Here you see this omega shape represents the yoni, and this one represents the lingam. And these two are combined together into the Christian symbol of a cross, which you hang from your neck. And this is again the medical symbol of the male and the female energies. Energies are always represented by snakes. You know why? Energy is a curving thing. The energy expresses itself as potential energy and kinetic energy. And kinetic energy is the second derivative of the wave function, and represents the curvature of the wave function, the way the wave function is curved. And the second derivative represents the degree to which it's curved, so it represents the radius of curvature. And so the smaller the radius, the more sharply it is turning, and turning is connected with acceleration, and that's an energy. Mass times acceleration is energy, is a force, and that's related to energy. So the curvy motion is always associated with the kinetic energy, and kinetic the dynamic nature is always represented by the snaky symbol, the curvy symbol. It's not to be confused with a real snake. It's only When you dance, when you move, it's a curvy motion. All that is the expression of the Kundalini. To give you an idea of what Kundalini could be like, imagine a quiet room where there is an incense stick burning. There is no wind blowing. The fumes come out. The smoke comes out as a straight line up to a certain point. And then it starts slowly, gradually turning itself and dancing into various shapes. No one can predict what these shapes are going to be, what this dance is going to be. It is sort of self-propelled. And that is the nature of the Kundalini. That's how, when you follow your natural body movement, using the body language, you can arouse the Kundalini by itself. If you just let yourself go of preconceived notions of what you are going to do in the next moment and not be controlled by the past, there is a continuity from the past because your next movement is impelled by the present state determines the next movement, but the way it is determined is not determined by you. It is determined by the edge between pleasure and pain. So you move on the edge between pleasure and pain. Wherever you have a tension, you tend to relax it, but do not exert yourself so much that the pleasure is maintained and you are just experience the border of pain. So if you allow yourself to let go and do that way, then all the asanas, all the mudras, all the bandhas that our yogis have discovered will come naturally from within yourself. And this is the force of the Kundalini working in an individual way. It's directing you and guiding you in its own way. Nobody can say this is the way for you. It has to come from within you. This is the body language. Kundalini is the body language. It's called Kriya Shakti Kundalini. Where is my water? Today morning I was on treadmill and suddenly my pulse rate went up to 150, 160 from 110. Something went wrong. So I'm feeling a little dry in the throat. Okay. This represents the Shivalinga with which most of you are familiar. You'll find the Nandi, which is standing outside on the base, and this is the Yoni, and this is the Lingam. This Lingam has got 5 faces. These are called Sajjojata, Vamadeva, Aghora, Tatpurusha, Ishana. They represent the solid state, the liquid state, the plasma state, the gaseous state and the vacuum state or the space state. And the combination of all these 5 represents the time, the past, present and future. And it is time moving in the womb of space which creates everything. So the linga is not only a phallic and a genital symbol, but it is also the symbol which is the source of the cosmos itself. It is a procreative power of God expressing itself as space and time, and through the interaction of space and time it creates matter, and by moving the matter in time it creates evolution and it creates all the life forms in this. So the human life interactions is certainly a part of this, but it is the concept of Shivalinga extends far beyond this. As you know, there are 7 chakras in our body. The lower 2 correspond to the physical chakras. They are the Mooladhara and Swadhisthana chakras. There, obviously, the phallus, the erect male genital, is the lingam, is the Shiva, and the receiver, the female genital, is the yoni. The union of these 2 creates an individual. You go to the next 2 chakras. The power, which is at the navel center, is the male, and the love, which is the receiving and giving, the power is the one which tries to penetrate, control, and aggressive. This is love is the receiving thing. You want to see everything. You want to embrace everything into you. So this is the navel is called the male, and this is called the female. And then you come to the next pair of chakras. This throat chakra is a space. The three-dimensional space is the womb, the yoni, in which the time moves as the linga. Time is the moving thing. And this union between space and time is what is creating. So the concept of the Shivalinga extends through all the five states of aggregation of matter into denser and lighter states, and also beyond them, the union of all these things which is represented by the time. Now you see, the phallic symbolism extends to the concept of the Nandi. Nandi, the bull, is a symbol of the Virya, the seed, and it is a symbol of the testis. When you look at the Shivalinga, you are supposed to touch the testis of the Nandi and look behind the horns and look at the lingam straight. This means that you have got to energize the lingam by remembering the seed and what is the essential component of the seed. Essential component of semen is the seed, or any kind of seed, is the information, the genetic code. And this is what is mentioned in the Gayatri mantra. Tat savitur varenyam. Savita means the prani prasava shakti, the one which gives the life force. The best part of that is the knowledge contained in how to manufacture the baby, how to manufacture the tree, how to manufacture the life form, how to manufacture a cloud, how to manufacture the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, the galaxies, how to manufacture the time. So this is the seed, and the seed, essence of the seed is contained in the combination of all these five. Here we see the Patanjali's concept of the nyasa. You are seeing here, when you focus your attention on the navel chakra, there is a force emanating from that and manifesting some reality there. When you focus on the heart chakra, again there is a reality. When you focus it on the Agnya chakra, the command center, there is again a reality manifesting there. So, deshe chittabandho nyasaha. In a place when you concentrate your mind, certain siddhis are produced. Your astral projection capabilities come from your nyasa, the placement. This is very closely connected with the process of breathing. There is a concept of the prana which is related to the process of breathing. When you are breathing in, the prana, the life force, is supposed to be coming up. When you are breathing out, the force of life is going in. So there is an antiphase relationship between the breathing process and the life. Now, imagine a tube with a rubber band connected between these two, and the tube has several holes. This rubber band can be pulled by a hook from any of these holes.